hope you guys are well. This, of course, is Debs, and we are here for your reading for October 2025. Leo, the vision I got for you was very interesting. I saw someone sitting out in a really small garden, and they were just thinking, sun is shining, it's a beautiful day, flowers are really happy, and they were taking a tiny pair of secateurs, and they were just trimming various bits and pieces from the garden. They were deadheading. They were putting a few bits and pieces into a sack, bit of foliage, right? They were just tidying up, so it looked sort of immaculate, I have to admit. And then someone walked into the garden. It felt like this was a neighbour. And they said to this person sat just enjoying the day, "Oh gosh, the garden's lovely, but have you mended the shed? Have you repaired your mower because you're going to need it? Have you got frost bags for the plants?" And this person sat there and thought, "Oh my God, I haven't done any of that." And they said, "Well, we are now firmly heading towards the end of the summer, right? Firmly into autumn. You've got to think about winter." And this person got up, raced into the house and got themselves a piece of paper and a pen and literally started jotting stuff down. Leo, that's where the vision ended. So guys, this could be anything, but it could be about your environment as it stands. You may have enjoyed the heady days of summer. You may have been slipping into the fall months, thinking about the leaves turning, all that sort of stuff. But Leo, I feel someone's going to bring you up short. And it may well be at this point of time, Leo, you're going to be turning your attention to other very important things that you may have forgotten about. Maybe time has ticked on, and maybe months ago you thought to yourself, "Oh yes, I'll sort that out towards the end of the year." And now you've come to the end of the year and you're thinking, "Oh my gosh, it's here." It's here, right? So, my beautiful Leos, let's see what this is, guys. Here we go. The deck that I'm using is a Sanctus Concordia. I feel a home vibe, home environment, maybe your house, maybe your garden. You're beginning to realize, Leo, that the year is drawing to a close. And this is you in preparation mode for the cooler months. Okay, so here we go. Interesting. Archangel Michael, what do we have for my lovely Leos? King of Pentacles. You could be an earth sign, or you could be a feminine, thinking about your finances, maybe putting money aside for repairs, renovations. Oh, I've got to replace that. I've got to get that mended, right? King of Pentacles. So what do we have for my lovely Leos? Thank you, Michael. Yeah. You're getting yourself grounded, right? You're no longer sitting there looking at the butterflies. You're no longer sitting there thinking, "Oh, I'm just going to sit here and have a nice cup of tea or a nice cold juice." No, you're now beginning to think about, I'm hearing protecting, covering, sheltering. I'm seeing somebody putting a really big cover over a chair and table set. They're moving a barbecue into the shed. And they're going into the house thinking, "All right, okay, I think I need to get those windows replaced because they're letting in the draft. It's going to be really, really cold in this room in the next few months." Okay, yeah, Leo, you're thinking about your home. Okay. The area you live in. Yeah, King of Pentacles. Okay, guys. You may be thinking, "Oh my gosh, it's going to take a little bit of money. Better save," right? You're turning your attention to, what I want to say is, more important things. More important things. Okay, guys? Yeah. Yeah. There we have you. Or this could be you thinking, "All right, better speak to the bank manager. Yeah. Got to get a new carpet down, or I've got to replace the stove." I don't know why I mentioned the stove. Okay. All right, guys. Yes, the Queen of Swords. Okay. I think this is you, Leo. I've got to be honest. I think this is you getting real with yourself. All right, well, there's no point in just sitting in the garden, enjoying the flowers, having a nice cup of tea. I need to get back into the house and start writing down what I need to do, what is really crucial to get done before the colder months set in. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Justice. Up until this point of time, you've been very balanced because maybe you've spent a lot of time, energy, effort on one particular area of your life and it's now perfect, it's now sorted, you've really enjoyed it, it's sort of done. What you're thinking about now, Leo, is I need to look at other areas of my life that I've sort of neglected whilst I've been enjoying this summer. For some of you, Leo, you may have Libra in your chart, or you could be talking to a Libra about changes you want to make. In the past, you raced forward with passion. You raced forward with passion. This is you maybe creating a beautiful garden, or this is you doing a lot of stuff outdoors. You could have been clearing out a garage. You could have been planting new plants. You could have been looking at fertilizer and all that sort of stuff. I'm definitely getting the feeling that you were outdoorsy over the last few months. Now, guys, even if you have a tiny balcony, you might have spent a lot of time out on your balcony, fiddling around with a few plants or repainting your balcony or making it look beautiful. You don't need to have a big garden, but there's definitely a sense that you spent time out and about. And now you're sort of drawing yourself into your home environment and you're thinking, okay, I think I need to get going now with speed because time is ticked on, right? So you went full-fledged into things that you were passionate about, and I think you got a lot done. Leo, you got a lot done. Yes. And this is you, 9 of Cups, thinking, oh, I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad I did this. The garden is looking beautiful. My balcony is now a lovely retreat. You just enjoyed what you created over the last few months. That's what I'm getting here, guys. What you're thinking about now is the 7 of Pentacles. Leo, this is you, very chilled out, but what you're looking at are maybe a few past mistakes. Why do I spend all that money on a load of new plants or stuff for my balcony when I should have been looking at my home, getting this repaired, that sorted out, right? You may be wandering around your home thinking, yeah, I should have taken care of that in August, September. I didn't think about it. I've just been enjoying doing other things, right? You may now be looking at your savings. You may now be getting estimates, quotes in, that sort of thing. In the immediate future, we have the Queen of Pentacles. You may be speaking, Leo, to an Earth sign queen. Or you may be thinking about your finances. You may be budgeting very carefully. For some of you, this could be things you need to get repaired, renovated. It could be, Leo, you are simply getting grounded with the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, let's get serious. I've been really enjoying the summer months, moving into the fall. I've now got to think about winter, right? In your fears, 5 of Pentacles, I'm hearing someone say, I've got to sort out the central heating, otherwise I'm going to be freezing. I'm seeing somebody here wrapped up with loads of blankets thinking, yeah, okay, I've got to sort that out, otherwise it's going to be really cold, but it's going to take some money. Oh, Leo, you are worried you're going to have to spend a little bit of your savings on a few very important bits and pieces in your home to make it comfortable for when it gets really, really cold. But you're getting moving, Leo. This is the whole point of this reading. Somebody's brought you up short. Somebody said to you, okay, Leo, all right, snap, snap. What are you doing about this? What are you doing about that? There's no point in you sitting there just enjoying the sunshine. You've got to think practical. And this is what you're doing. In the environment, guys, we have the 4 of Cups. Leo, you may have a problem getting people on board. I mean, if this is you going to see someone to get estimates for repairs, renovations, that sort of thing, maybe going into various shops to look at items you might need for the winter, you may not get a great response. The response may well be, oh, wow, okay, you want to look at a couple of heaters? Well, we sort of sold out, but we can probably get them in, but not until January, February now. And you're thinking, what? I need them next month, you know? It may well be that if you're talking to contractors or people that you want to get quotes from to do work on your house, they're already booked up, right, until next year. So Leo, this is you thinking, okay, I've got to get serious about this. I may have to look further afield, is what I'm hearing. In your hopes, Leo, yeah, Two of Swords, all right. Leo, what you're hoping is that a few people may take pity on you. A couple of contractors or store owners may say, oh, don't worry, Leo. Okay, well, if we order it now, it might be in next month. You're really hoping that people are going to help you. Because I don't think you're with anyone else, Leo. I feel as if I'm connecting with somebody single here. Yeah. And the outcome. Okay. Seven of Cups. You may have to shop around, you may have to compromise, but options will be available. You're not going to be there stressing out thinking, oh my God, you know, I could be sat freezing in my house because every single place selling heaters are sold out. I don't know why I'm going here, Leo, but that's what's coming through. That's what's coming through. Okay, clarification for you. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, you're really hoping that someone is going to take pity on you. Okay, Leo, well, we've got one heating system left. We have earmarked it for someone, but they haven't paid a deposit, and you're there thinking, okay, well, I can pay for it now. If you're happy to sell it to me, I will pay for it now. You may be getting assertive, Leo, for some of you. Yeah, you're getting assertive. Eight of Wands, yeah. You're not taking no for an answer. If somebody's saying, oh, well, I'm quite busy right now, you're saying, well, look, I'm happy to pay you a little bit more. If I pay you a little bit more, could you do the work? With a hope, Leo, that they're going to turn around and say, okay, all right, I'll put a couple of other jobs on the back burner and see if we can get this sorted for you sooner. You are taking charge, Leo. Whoever you're communicating with, Leo, and to be honest, they're not very receptive. They're not very helpful. It's as if, oh, okay, well, Leo's left it a little bit late. They want my help now, or they want this item now. It's going to be tough. It's as if they'd rather you go away in the nicest sense, Leo. Okay. The Emperor, okay. Could be store manager, head of a company. Could be a contractor who's well-known, well-established. You really want this person to do the work. But I get a sense, Leo, that they might be very busy. They may feel as if you should have talked to them a couple of months ago. Yeah, they may have 3 projects on the go. This is somebody who's very, very good at what they do. And they may not be overly communicative. You may have to chase them by email or give them a ring. Or if this is a store, you may need to ask to speak to the manager. Leo, you just need to push a little bit whilst being incredibly polite as you are, very diplomatic. You might use your charm, right, Leo, rather than charging in there saying, okay, well, I'm not happy about this. I want this, that, and the other. No, be very nice. Put a little bit of humour in there. I'm so sorry, I know I've left it too late, but unless you want me to turn into an icicle in December, I might need one of your heating systems. It's okay if it's a bit more expensive than the others. I mean, chuck a bit of humour in there, Leo, because this is you needing to get stuff done. And it may not be heating systems, Leo. It may well be that you've got a shower that leaks. It may well be that you've got a kitchen oven that doesn't work. It might be, Leo, that you've got to replace some windows, you know? Maybe you're thinking, okay, I've got single pane windows. I need to get that sorted out because it's going to be freezing in winter. You are using your charm. You're being very diplomatic. You're being extremely polite, but you are being assertive, Leo. Underneath the deck, guys, the Hermit. Okay. Leo, somebody may be very difficult to reach, or they may not be picking up their phone. You may need to go and see this person. With the energy of the Ace of Pentacles, Leo, you may also get a quote in that's very expensive. So if this is you reaching out to a couple of contractors, one is really hard to get hold of. The other person has given you an astronomical quote that you're just feeling is too much. You may feel a bit stuck, Leo. Well, you know, I don't really want to accept this quote, but the other guy isn't picking up the phone and time is ticking. That sort of thing. Yeah. But look at the bigger picture, Leo. If this is something that you know is going to take a lot of work, and if this expensive quote has come in from someone that you know is going to do a good job, they've got a great reputation, they're always working, so you know that this is somebody who is really good at what they do, then Leo, it might be worth spending the extra money, you know, get it done properly. If this is to do with repairing an appliance or fitting windows, hopefully this is going to be something you're not going to have to pay for maybe for another 5-10 years, you know. It might be worth it. And to be honest with you, if the other person isn't even picking up the phone, they're not going to be the right sort of person to work with you, Leo, because if they can't even be bothered to communicate that they're busy, or they can't even be bothered to pick up the phone and say, sorry, I've had a load of emails coming in, then is this somebody who's going to be reliable? Somebody you can work with, explain what you're looking for? Probably not, you know. So Leo, let's get into this, guys. Let's get into this and see what comes through. Archangel Michael, tell us about the Queen of Swords and Justice. Wow. Yes. Leo, you're in your head. It's as if you're suddenly getting the wake-up call. Oh my gosh. Pretty soon it's going to get really cold. I've been sitting here in the sunshine thinking, oh, summer's endless. Well, we're now into fall, firmly into fall. And this is you thinking, okay, I've got to get myself sorted out here. Yeah, 9 of Wands. You may realize, Leo, you've left it a little bit late. You may. You may. The whole world. You may think, okay, oh my gosh, this is the time of year that I should have done this and I should have done that. And we're now in October. I need to get on it. Leo, you're getting on it. Guys, you're getting on it. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles. Leo, you may have just been working very hard. You might not have had 2 minutes to turn around and really think about the year coming to a close. You're thinking about it now. And you're thinking, Leo, you need to put time, energy and effort into doing what needs to be done before you get to the point where your oven stops working, or your shower unit causes a lot of damp issues, or you're waking up in your bedroom and it's freezing because you couldn't get new windows put in. Whatever this is for you, you are getting busy, getting busy. Queen of Wands, yeah. I may be connecting with a female. I may be connecting with a female here. You might be looking at other options. You could be trying to get creative. Well, you know what? If I can't get those windows replaced, then maybe I could put some internal glazing in, maybe temporary internal glazing. You may be going on the internet, having a look at other solutions, other options. So Leo, in the past, you charged forward into something that you were passionate about. I think this is you putting a lot of other stuff on the back burner, and this is you just getting embroiled in something that you found exciting, something that you really wanted to do. And I think, Leo, that kept your focus for quite a long time, kept your focus. Yeah, you were really busy. You might have been juggling money, but this is you just getting on with stuff, Leo. Yeah, star. Because this was some kind of wish come true. And you thought to yourself, Leo, this is going to reap rewards in the next few months. So this is a project that you may have started in the spring. Okay, I'm hearing March onwards, March, April onwards. You may have started this in the spring and you've been working on this right the way through the summer. whatever this is, yeah, it's taken quite a long time, but you have perfected, sorted, whatever this is looking gorgeous. You're very happy with this. And you've been sat in the 9 of Cups, just almost, Leo, sort of patting yourself on the back. I've done a really good job. I'm so pleased with the way this has gone. It's much better than I even thought it would be. I'm so glad I took control of that and worked on it for the time that I did. Super proud of yourself, Leo. What were you thinking in the immediate past? Yeah, it was tiring. It was exhausting. You may have pushed people away whilst you were working on this. No, no, no. This has to have my full attention. And Leo, you may have, I'm hearing, worked wonders. You may have worked wonders with what you had. You may have transformed a space. Something like that. Something like that. The Magician. Yeah, you work wonders, Leo. I think this is you taking a big step back and looking at what you've achieved and thinking, gosh, I can't believe I did that now, you know? Yeah. 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 And this is you sitting in that space, whatever that space was, with a glass of wine, cup of coffee, thinking, God, I really did well. Good. But Leo, you've been sat there in the same space symbolically for the last 2 or 3 months, right? Summer's well over. Summer's gone. We're moving into the autumn months now, Leo. And this is you getting a little bit of a sharp wake-up call. Oh my God, okay, I need to get on with that now. This is what this reading is all about. So, 7 of Pentacles. What you're thinking about, guys, is I've got to look at my savings. I probably spent a little bit too long on this particular project. I need to get on with the nitty-gritty of other things now because time is ticking, because it's going to be too late otherwise. Yeah. Leo, you have been coasting, sitting, thinking about this, feeling very proud of yourself. Yes. Feeling a little tired because it was a bit exhausting, but you've had your focus totally on this. So what you've been thinking about is it's time to get serious, right? It's time to get serious, guys. Yeah, maybe about your home, your stability. For some of you, you may be renting out a room and you've got to redecorate it. It could be something to do with your home. What else are you thinking about? Yeah, 4 of Swords, you really don't want to take control of this. You really don't want to do this. Because, Leo, this is the boring bit. You're no longer pottering around in your garden, planting shrubs, doing a little bit of deadheading, just enjoying the sunshine. No. You've got to get quotes from contractors. You've got to look at your money. It's not what you really want to do, right? Not really. But you know, Leo, that when it comes to December, even January 2026, and guys, it's around the corner, you're going to be really glad that you took control of this. You're going to be glad you took control of this, Leo. Yeah, even though you don't really want to do this. Oh, I was having such a lovely time in the garden. Oh, I was just really enjoying putting my feet up, having a cool drink, looking at the work that I'd done. Yes, oh, okay, I've got to sort out the shower now. I've got to sort out the oven. I've got to get the windows replaced. I mean, whatever this is for you guys, I'm picking things out of thin air. It could be anything for you. The end of the year is approaching, okay? And for some reason, Leo, things have kind of slid off the radar because you simply enjoyed doing what you were doing in the immediate past. In the immediate future, guys, Queen of Pentacles, 4 of Cups. You're thinking about your finances. You're getting really grounded. You're getting serious. Whoever you're communicating with is not particularly forthcoming. You may be reaching out, saying to this person, look, I know I'm a little bit late, but can you give me a quote for this? Can you tell me if you've got this particular thing in stock? Do you have somebody that could do the work for me? This person's thinking, oh my goodness, well, I wish they'd communicated with me before because I've got 3 big projects in a row now, or I've only got 3 items left in stock and they're all earmarked. They're not going to be very communicative. So, Archangel Michael, when do we have the Queen of Pentacles and the 4 of Cups for my Leos? Thank you, Michael. November. 13th of November, he's pointing forward to 18th of January. Leo, somebody may say to you, look, I can give you a quote mid-November. And this is you thinking, God, mid-November, beginning of October, mid-November. But they may not even be able to do the work, Leo, until January. Or they may not be able to get this item in stock until January. And you're thinking, God, it's going to be almost too late by then. Or I'm going to be sitting there freezing because I wanted it before that time, you know? Let's have a look at this person's energy. Let's have a look at the Four of Cups. Ace of Swords. They almost want you to accept that and then just leave them alone. I'm really hoping Leo just says, okay, sorry to bother you. All right, don't worry. Leo, they're really hoping that you head off and find somebody else or another store, right? Yeah, I mean, they're almost going to want to close out the conversation. Yeah, sorry, Leo, can't come round and have a look at this until November time. I'm not going to be able to do the work until January. I'm so busy. Or we've already earmarked these products. And then they might close out the conversation by saying, yeah, so sorry, best of luck. Yeah, I do apologize about that, Page of Pentacles. Hoping that, Leo, you're just going to go away. I don't think you're going to go away. What else is this person thinking? Yeah, okay, bye, Leo. Yeah, I'm off now. Really busy, got stuff to do, emails to read, people to see. Yes, bye now. Best of luck. Leo, you're not going to be very happy. Yeah, they're going to hold back from you, Four of Pentacles. They're going to hold back from you. What they're thinking about is Leo should have sorted this out earlier. Yeah, they should have got in there before. Wheel of Fortune. This is somebody who may earn a lot of money doing what they do because they're very good at it. Simply that. And Leo, you may be there thinking, oh, God. They put down the phone as if, okay, find somebody else, but I don't want to find anyone else because this other person isn't communicating with me. What do I do? What are you going to do, Leo? You're going to go back to this person and basically flatter them. Well, somebody said that you were the best in the business. Somebody said if you want that done or that item repaired, you got to get so-and-so. And so I'm coming back to you because you're the best of the best. Leo, it might work, it may not. You're going to go back to this person, Leo. And you're also going to drop into conversation, well, and if I have to pay a little bit extra, yeah, for you to do the work, maybe before January, very happy to do that, says Leo. Thinking, oh my God, I hope it's not going to be too much. Yeah, Leo, you're not taking no for an answer, guys. You're not. You're not taking no for an answer. You're thinking, if this person says no, I'm going to be sat in the Ten of Swords. It's going to be game over. The windows are going to blow in and break. I'm going to be sat there freezing in this room. My oven's going to pack up just before Christmas Day. I mean, what you're thinking about, Leo, is I need this done, right? I need this done. What reaction are you going to get? Oh, okay, Leo, Tower. Is this person still going to say no? Is this person going to say no? Oh, no, Leo, the shock is they're going to say, okay, I'm going to come around and see you next week, is what I'm hearing. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic, Leo. Yeah, you're happy as Larry. Brilliant, brilliant. What you're thinking about is the Fool. Have I taken a massive leap of faith and a risk? Oh, I hope I can afford this. I really hope they do a good job. You're suddenly thinking, was I right in pushing this? I think, Leo, you were. But why did this person suddenly change their mind? What's going on with them? bit mysterious, right? Why did they say to you, oh yeah, okay, really busy, sorry Leo, have to wait until January and it's going to be really expensive? Why are they now changing their mind? Page of Swords. All right, they may have had someone cancel on them, and it might have been a really big job worth quite a lot of money. They may have even had somebody pay a deposit, but then they backed out. And so this may be a contractor thinking, actually, I've got a whole month free and I've got no work coming in now. So yeah, that's the reason why, Leo, but it's going to benefit you because this is what you hope for. This is what you hope for. What is the energy between you guys? Yeah, King of Swords. You're communicating with this person. You're organising for them to do the work. They may be sending you quotes on email or by post even. This is someone very communicative. Leo, this is the right person to help you with this. Whether or not this is somebody who owns a big company and you're wanting a very specific product, whether or not this is a contractor that you want to bring on board to do work in your house, they're well respected. They've done this for many, many years. They're not the cheapest, Leo, but they may be very, very good at what they do. You can rely on this person and they're very communicative. Whoever the other person was who didn't even bother to pick up the phone or message you back, not worth bothering about, Leo. Not worth bothering about. So you may have to cut your losses and pay a bit more, but this is someone who's going to do the job. They're going to do it well. And Leo, I feel that this is also something that once it's done, you're not going to have to look at again for 5-10 years. I don't know why I'm thinking that. So even though you may be a bit nervous, it's worth the money, right? It's worth getting this sorted. What you're hoping, Leo, is once it's done, it's done. Two of Swords. You aren't going to have to go back to this person and say, not happy with this, not happy with that. You're just hoping they're going to do it. You're going to pay them and then it's going to be sorted. The final card, Leo, is you then looking at other things you need to do. 7 of Cups. What is the 7 of Cups, my Leos? The Death card. Okay. You may be deciding to put one particular thing on the back burner until spring. It may be you're thinking, yeah, this really isn't crucial. And if I'm going to have to pay this contractor quite a lot of money for one thing, repair work, renovation, a particular item, piece of equipment, then it may well be that you're thinking money's a bit short. So you're writing down a list of things that you may want to look at again in the spring, because what you're feeling is this is going to take quite a lot of money, whatever this is. But there may be 2 or 3 other things, Leo, that you feel really are, I want that card, I don't know why, that really are important. Yeah, 9 of Swords. There are a couple of other things, Leo, that you're thinking, okay, that really has to be sorted. And not in 6 months, it has to be sorted preferably before the end of the year. What is this other thing or other couple of things? The other couple of things, Leo, you might have tried to forget about, but they're very important. This could even relate to health and safety issues in your home, right? 10 of Wands. You're thinking, yeah, I really need to get that sorted. That's really important. Or a couple of other things here are really important. What are you thinking about? 2 of Wands. Yeah, you've been standing at crossroads, Leo. I've got a couple of the things there that are really important I've got to look at. Can't wait 6 months. Can't wait 6 months. No. Judgment, yeah. Leo, you're going to go and speak to somebody. They may need to visit your house. You may need to travel to see them. It could be something very specific. It could be something pretty specialized. You're going to want to talk to somebody who knows what they're doing. Yeah, but if you see this person, Leo, there's going to be some good news. You may have to go a bit further afield, I should say. You may need to get on a train, get in your car and travel to see someone here to discuss the issue or discuss what you're looking for. What is this person or company saying? Yeah, I mean, I think, Leo, this is a company or person that could do the work very quickly or has the right product. You may be surprised. Yeah, this is good news, guys. But you're going to have to travel a little bit further afield to get someone to look at this or to find a specialized product, something like that. But there's going to be good news. They probably got this in stock, or they can order it in for you very quickly. Or the work is a very small job, much smaller than you thought, and this is going to be relatively inexpensive, but it's going to be a weight off your mind. Who is Leo communicating with here? The King of Cups. Yeah, this is a sweetheart. I'm hearing a sweetheart. This is a really nice guy who is very kindly, who I feel is going to be a joy to work with, or somebody really helpful. Nothing like this emperor that you were dealing with. Somebody completely different, but they're going to be able to do the work, or they've got the product, no problem. And this is going to be underway or sorted out before the end of the year, is what I'm hearing. So guys, how are you going to be feeling? Six of Swords. That Leo, you've learned a lot of lessons. Next year, if you've got stuff to do, you're going to get on it, okay? You've left it a bit late this year, but it's all smooth sailing, Leo. You're going to sort out the issues. You're going to get the work done. You're going to have one guy who's going to do the work, or they've got this product and it's going to be very reasonable. The other guy is going to come up with a pretty hefty estimate, but they are probably the top of their game. This is a well-respected company or person with a wonderful reputation. They're very good at what they do, and it's worth it, okay? And there's going to be some good news, because whoever this is has a project that would have been cancelled, which means that they can fit you in. Yeah, so Leo, all good, guys. What a funny reading. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. It's a bit of a light-hearted reading for you guys. Take care of you. And of course, I'm sending love and light your way and many blessings. Bye, Leo.